Under no circumstances should you ever send money to someone you don't know via Western Union or MoneyGram. Find out more after this. Hello people of YouTube, this is Spath and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some very common red flags for Craigslist scams, and at the end of this video I'm going to tell you a little bit of my own personal experience with this particular scam. So here are 5 red flags that you should spot for common Craigslist scams. Number 1, the buyer will send you too much or the seller will request too little. So let me give an example here. Say you're selling a poster for 10 bucks on Craigslist, and say a person wants to send you a check to buy the item. So, you wait the typical amount of time for postal service. You get the check, it's for $100. The person says, oh no, I added an extra zero onto the check. Can you send me $90 back? Or better yet, they'll tell you like, hey, you keep an extra $10, just send me $80 back. Use part of that $10 for shipping for the poster or whatever. And they want you to send it via Western Union, MoneyGram, or sometimes even gift cards. Yes, some people actually fall for this. Gift cards. Do you believe that? Another thing is the sellers will request too little. Say the newest version of the Mac typically ranges like above easily $1,000. Now, if someone is selling a brand new Mac for like $500, they just tell you like, hey, I can't meet you in person. I'm currently out of town, so you're gonna have to send me the money and then I'll ship it to you. Or they'll tell you, oh yeah, I'm currently deployed in the army at some other country. If you could just send it to this address, this is why it's out of the country. They'll give you some complicated, not even complicated, some easy reason that they could just come off the top of their head to make it seem legitimate. So they'll request that you send money via Western Union or MoneyGram, and then they'll tell you like, oh yeah, I'll definitely ship it to you, don't worry, and you never get it. And by the time you realize it's a scam, you can't get your money back. It's very difficult because as soon as you send the Western Union or MoneyGram via Walmart, they could pick it up like that. And as soon as they pick it up, there's no way that you're going to be able to get any of this money back. Your bank is not going to be able to get it back for you because you most likely took cash to go to Western Union in order to send the wire transfer. Tip number 1, the buyer will send too much, seller will request too little. Keep that in mind. If it's too good to be true, most likely it is. Tip number 2, repayment options. Typically, scammers will request that you send money back via Western Union or MoneyGram. And like I mentioned before, gift cards. Sometimes they could ask for like iTunes gift cards for some reason because it's very difficult to retrieve those funds back once you determine it's a scam. Another good way is like Steam gift cards, a variety of gift cards they could use to make sure that you cannot withdraw the funds back after you realize it's a scam. So bottom line, do not ever send any money to someone that you don't know. The third red flag is they're not willing to meet in person. Like I mentioned earlier, they can make up some sort of excuse like, oh, I'm on a business trip right now. I cannot meet with you for that particular reason. I can't meet with you for the next 7 days, but I really need this money right now, so please send it to me at those delivery methods that we mentioned before. And I'll guarantee that I'll send you the product. So again, not willing to meet up, asking for too little, sending you too much. Western Union, MoneyGram, gift cards, don't do it. Red flag number 4. As soon as they send you the check, they'll probably send it to you priority shipping, and they want you to deposit, not even deposit, they want you to cash the check at your bank. And as soon as you cash the check, they want you to send the funds back immediately. Keep in mind, it could take the typical 4 to 7 business days for a check to actually clear. Most banks have next day availability of the funds. For example, if I deposit a check for $1,000 at my local bank, the very next day I should have full access to those funds if I'm not using a new account. If you're ever unsure of a check, definitely ask the bank employees like what they think about it. Tell them your current situation, and they should be able to see the red flags if you cannot see them yourself. They might recommend that you wait the 4 to 7 business days for the check to properly clear, because at that point the maker bank will be able to see that it's a counterfeit check, and then that's when they'll return it to your bank, and that full amount will be debited out of your account. So just keep that in mind. There are a bunch of counterfeit checks out there, and to the common person, you might look at the check and just think, oh, it looks just like a normal check that, you know, could come from my checkbook or could come from a business. Always look at the address of the check as well, the maker address. If somebody is speaking to you from another state and they claim to be from, let's say, New York, and then the check that comes in is out of Maryland or something, or Arizona or California, that's a red flag right there. Most likely it's a counterfeit check, so just be careful of that. Tip number 5, and probably the most important tip on this list: do not, under any circumstance, give your account information to anybody that you meet online. Some common scams that I've heard of on Craigslist, like, hey, I'm going to deposit this check onto your account. Just give me your mobile banking credentials, or give me your account number, your routing number, that type of thing. Never give out your account information under any circumstance to anyone you don't know. Sometimes you can't even rely on people that you think you know over Facebook, because fake accounts are very easy to make. I could go onto your friends list right now. I could see a friend that constantly posts on your wall, and then I could just make a fake account real quick. I'll add you, and then I'll message you and tell you, hey, I'm in deep trouble. I need you to deposit this check and send me back Western Union, MoneyGram, gift cards. One of those three are typically the way they do it, or even sometimes wire transfers. Never send any money back unless you could verbally confirm with the person over the phone, and you should know this person pretty well. It can't just be some guy that you knew in high school and then it's like, oh yeah, I'll just send you the money. I trust you. Be overly cautious no matter what. There are so many scammers out there, and let me tell you my story. Before I get on with the story though, keep those 5 tips in mind. Buyers will send you too much. Sellers will send you too little. Never send Western Union, MoneyGram gift cards to someone you don't know. Another red flag is they're not willing to meet up. Keep in mind the check clearing time of 4 to 7 business days, and do not, under any circumstance, give out your account information. Now, why am I telling you this? It's not because I recently fell victim to a scam or anything. I just know around this time a lot of scams are going on, and I just watched a couple YouTube videos about it, and I was on Craigslist a couple weeks ago, and I just noticed all these ridiculous prices, and I was thinking to myself, at the bottom it says, you know, you're going to be required to send money with Western Union or MoneyGram, that type of thing. Craigslist is full of scammers right now, so keep that in mind. Now, on with my story. I'd say this was around 2009, maybe like 2010, sometime around then. I was thinking about college and what I was going to do, and I needed a new laptop. And at the time, I spent a lot of time at the Apple store, and I was like, I want to get a MacBook Pro or just a MacBook, anything Mac related. I was a MacBook fanboy back in the day. So I was like, hey, why not? Let's just look on Craigslist, see what's going on. I really wanted a black MacBook laptop, and I saw one for a decent price. I believe at the time they ranged from like $700 to like $800. I saw a MacBook for like $400 in that, around that price range. I'm like, oh, this is great. It says it works. There's a picture of the black MacBook. This is great. I never really purchased anything on Craigslist before. So I messaged the seller. I was like, hey, I'm very interested in this particular MacBook. When can we meet up? I just want to see it. I want to make sure it works. And they're like, oh, I guarantee it works, but we're not going to be able to meet up or anything like that. I will send you the MacBook, but obviously I would like money first. And I was like, no, that's kind of strange. You know, there's no guarantee that if I'm purchasing something online, that's going to work, because at the time Amazon wasn't that big of a thing. Online ordering wasn't that big of a thing. I was pretty new to like being online and just like attempting to buy something. So this is very fishy. So then they tell me they're currently deployed, I think in Afghanistan or Iran, Iraq. They were deployed somewhere, and they were saying that they could not meet up under their circumstances. They were going to send me the MacBook as soon as I sent them the money, or not. They didn't even request a check. They just wanted me to send the money via Western Union. And I had enough money in my bank account, and I was thinking to myself, do I want to do this? This seems like very fishy. I'm not too sure if this is going to work out. That particular day, I was ready to go and send the Western Union. I was about to leave for the bank, and I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to risk not knowing that something is going to be sent to me, because at this time I still thought it was legitimate. So then I told him, I was like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with this. You know, thank you for the offer and everything. Good luck selling your product. And he replied to me with a bunch of swear words, like, and the threats and everything like that. And I was like, good thing I didn't send this guy any money, because it does not seem like he's legit. I recently tried going back through my email archive to try to find the particular email thread so I could show you guys, but ever since then, his email has been deleted, and I cannot have access to those emails. That's another thing. If the person is emailing you from a random email address like Michael Jackson 666 or something like that, pretty sure it is not legitimate if they just throw two random names together followed by a series of numbers and then at gmail.com or something like that. Just keep in mind, search for red flags, be smart so you don't lose any money, okay? That is the point of this video. I hope this video helped you out. If you guys have almost fallen victims to Craigslist scams or anything like that, please share your stories in the comment section below. Bottom line, again, do not send any money to anyone that you don't know, or gift cards, anything like that. The proper check clearing time is 4 to 7 business days. Keep that in mind. Do not use up any funds of a check that you're not sure of until after the 7-day period. And even if it's still there, double check with the bank employee, because they should be able to see the red flags. Never, under any circumstance, give your account information. This has been Spath, and that was 5 signs of a Craigslist scam. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.